When you think of an alcoholic beverage popular in Korea, what comes to mind? You may think soju or makgeolli. But surprisingly, the most popular alcoholic drink in Korea is beer. And for many older generations, the best-known Korean beer, the beer they grew up with, the beer I grew up with, is Obi beer, 오비맥주.
젊음이 넘친다.
맛을 보고 고르세요.
Today, Oriental Brewery, the creator of Obi, is part of the world's largest brewery, AB InBev. Nevertheless, Obi maintains deep Korean roots and works hard to maintain its #1 position in the domestic beer market, and may even help create a name for Korean beer outside of Korea. Let's meet this week's globalist, Ben Verhaert, president of Oriental Brewery. So, welcome to The Globalist.
Thank you for inviting me.
We are very, very pleased that you took the time to join us today. And I think it's the first time that we've had a brewery, someone who's in charge of beer brewery here. Beer is a unique taste, and every region, many regions have their own unique beer. But if you were to describe Korean beer, the taste of Korean beer, how would you describe that compared to other types of beer?
Thank you for the question. No, I would say beer is very popular across the world. And you're right, there are different styles. Beer is made of natural ingredients. So mostly the natural ingredients, influenced the type of beers. For Korean beer, typically are lagers, easy drinking lager, very sessionable, refreshing, with a crispy taste.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So that when Korean food tends to be a very strong taste and spicy type of taste, you need beer that will not pale away in comparison.
Yeah, to refresh yourself.
Refresh yourself.
Absolutely.
Oh, I see. So it has a certain type of Korean characteristic to it as well.
Absolutely.
I heard that when you first came to Korea, that was surprising for you, the type of refreshing taste that you found in Korean beer.
It's true. So I'm from Belgium. So I would say, I had the chance, first of all, to it's part of our culture, beer culture. And I had the opportunity to work in different countries, to live in different countries, to travel across different countries. And I was actually very surprisingly surprised by the quality of the lager. And at the same time, I received also the feedback that people were not really proud of the Korean beer, which was very surprising to me. They were always mentioning, foreign beers.
Yes.
And when I was tasting, the beer and the purity of the lager and the refreshing taste of the lager, like Kas, which is the Korean representative lager, I was definitely surprised. And one aspect, for instance, we started to, a few years ago, we started to submit our Korean beers to big contests.
Really?
A lot of different contests across the world. And one contest is, the International Taste Awards. And Kas, 4 years in a row, got an award. Hanmac, another lager in our portfolio, won 3 years in a row. Just, proving that indeed, Korean lager are high-quality lagers and can compete with any quality of any other lager across the world.
But, many people, when they think of Korean alcoholic drinks, what is the best Korean drink in Korea? And they would say soju. These days, maybe makgeolli. I don't think rarely would they say beer. Do you have to compete with soju and makgeolli also as sort of a beer coming out of Korea?
I think both are, I would say both makgeolli, soju and beer, they're all very popular drinks and they're all deeply rooted, in Korean culture, Korean drinking culture. And I would say when we look to the last 10 years, beer has been growing in popularity. And probably the aspect of moderation, it's more moderate in alcohol content. And of course, with society evolving, society changing, people are, moving towards more moderate, drinks and beverages. And beer was historically quite expensive in the past.
In Korea?
In Korea.
Yeah, compared to soju
Right.
or makgeolli.
And of course, disposable income in Korea has been evolving. And people are really looking to trade up for different products, helped also to the growth of beer in South Korea. So in volume today, beer is actually the biggest category in Korea.
I didn't realize before this that beer is the most popular drink in Korea.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
About Kas and OB's really number one position in Korea, not just that beer is number one, but OB is number one. That's a hard position to maintain. You've been here 3 years. How have you found that challenge?
Becoming number one is a tremendous achievement. Maintaining number one is it's an infinite journey. Yeah, I arrived 4 years ago. I would say it's, like I said, it's the result, of course, of what our colleagues, in all these years achieved together. I think I can summarize it by saying that, probably it's a consequence of a unique portfolio, very strong brands, and of course, great relationships that we built with our customers. Korea is very specific. It's a very fragmented market. There are more than 700 stores, restaurants, one of the most fragmented markets in the world. And we have around 1,400 wholesalers. And obviously we've been working, in these years, to build a very strong relationship with them, listening to them, trying to make sure that they strive, because we believe that we grow if they grow. And of course then we have Kas, where basically, like I said before, we built a very strong emotional connection, really connecting with consumers' life values, while I would say, keeping innovating a lot to own refreshment. Refreshment is very important. Like I said, it's refreshment as a relief after a hard day, but also refreshment with this pairing with Korean foods. And of course, we do that, through innovation, in our brewing process, through packaging. We just changed our bottle to a transparent bottle.
So when you talk about this huge amount of market fragmentation in Korea, that means you're dealing with not just middlemen, but you're actually dealing directly with people that are directly dealing with the customers.
Absolutely.
So you're very close to
Absolutely.
the customer market.
Absolutely.
And is that why you have such a strength towards developing these new brands? Because you are able to really hear and listen the consumers who are actually drinking your products?
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of our company culture. I always say we have 2 ears, 1 mouth. So we need to listen more than we speak. And the solutions are, in the market with our customers. Our customers, restaurant owners, they play a very important role to offer a great experience with their food, with our product. So they are very important, And when I started my career, I started really from, the bottom of the company as a sales representative, which was visiting restaurants, pub owners. And probably it's there where, you understand, how much impact they have on their consumers, our consumers. Absolutely. So indeed, certainly in Korea, where consumer trends are evolving very fast, it's very, very important to anticipate and to understand, to listen to them, and to be able to innovate and adapt, I would say, meet their expectations and their needs.
Korean drinking culture is relatively unique. Their process of drinking, the food that they pair with their drinking, but also the pairings within different kind of alcohol, the Chimaek culture. How does a beer brewery feel about the Chimaek culture? This is mixing of soju and makgeolli, which is the beer.
Which is beer, absolutely. No, once again, it was like part of my first weeks when I arrived here.
I bet you had a lot of Chimaek.
Of course, and everyone has his own ritual.
Yes,
and,
rituals are another thing. Yes,
it's recipe even.
Yes. Oh yeah.
A recipe, absolutely.
Oh yes, everyone has a recipe.
And it's ritual to make it, so.
The right recipe. Everyone thinks their recipe is the right recipe.
Absolutely.
And this is a percentage between soju and beer.
And then they're using chopsticks to mix it, and so it's.
The things like putting it up on one on top of the other, and have all this kind of show of it falling down.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So I think it's part of again local culture, social gathering, fun, and both beer and soju are very popular drinks. So I think it's probably indeed it became a trend somehow. And became actually something that is very established and quite big, right? So we feel very well with Chimaek, and I think it's part of the consumptions of our products. At the same time, we love, our beers and without mixing, and we are very proud on the quality we are providing, and we love the alcohol content we are providing. So. We are fine with Chimaek. We are very happy with Chimaek, but we love also our beers, on its own. Yeah.
True, but it may be because Koreans really drink soju right alongside their beer, or maybe it's not. But some people think Korean beer is bland. Do you think? Do you get that?
I'm very happy you're talking about this because I think you asked me the question about indeed you were surprised when you arrived here that. People were not proud of their beers, and probably was also influenced by this perception that Korean beer is bland. It was created by, if I understand well, it was created by a press article from a foreign journalist, and which, if you compare Korean beer to German beer, for instance, of course it's bland because Korean beer is adapted for Korean foods. Yeah.
For the diet, what
absolutely.
You see around it.
And for different occasion also. And I would say indeed, that's what is great with beer. Beer are diverse, beer are local, and beer is really adapting to the local taste, consumer taste. And that's what makes us proud to work in beer. And beer is very local, and I think, Korean beer is not bland for Korean people, not at all. It's actually, Korean beer is perfect for Koreans to enjoy social gathering, to enjoy toasting, celebrations, Korean foods. So and that's why indeed, I was surprised with the comment, and probably it was created by, a press article and a wrong perception. Yeah,
maybe they just didn't understand the relationship that Korean beer would have with Korean food.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The food that Korean beer is mostly associated with, best associated with, is Korean chicken, the Chimaek.
Yeah.
How does that, the popularity of Korean chicken, fried chicken overseas, help you in the whole beer, Chimaek category?
Yeah, when I arrived here, I was really amazed by Chimaek occasion.
Chicken and beer.
Yeah, Chimaek, chicken and beer, so it was, probably was my first word I learned, and they brought me, I think one of the first gathering was actually in a Chimaek place, enjoying a big mug of draft, of makgeolli, of Cas together. Yeah. And it was a great experience, and I think indeed, that idea of coming together and around snacks like dry squid, like fried chicken. I would say finger foods is actually becoming also more and more popular across the world. And for sure that indeed, fried chicken and Chimaek is also, leveraging this trend. In Korea, we have the famous Chimaek festival in Daegu.
I haven't been to one yet, but I hear it's a wonderful gathering of people from all across the world coming.
Absolutely.
Pretty much.
Absolutely, and for us it's like a celebration of a great pairing. And of course, it's since 2 years. I couldn't miss during COVID, unfortunately. We know that we had like the hardship of that cancelled the Chimaek festival. But I would say, since then, I think they're doing an amazing job to bring that to life. The entire country, even not only the city of Daegu, is gathering around this beautiful festival.
Yeah. I mean, chicken with beer for us, it seems like a natural pairing, and I guess Belgium or around the world, I mean, that kind of pairing is sort of a natural pairing, but it hasn't really taken off the way that we grab hold of it and take it off of it. Why is that? Is there something particular about the gathering environment here that makes it more so?
In the Korean drinking culture, there's something specific that I found very interesting. Is we always think about rounds. How many rounds?
Okay, yeah.
Yesterday evening you came together with your family or friends. So how many rounds? And typically, going to a Chimaek place is round 2.
Yeah.
And because it's round 1, we go to a Korean restaurant. Yeah. And we go to a second round for Chimaek place. And probably that's very specific, particularly to Korea. And I think also the drinking culture is different, is that there's always some food on the tables. Across the world, you can enjoy your beer without food, necessarily.
Yeah,
I think in Korea, what we love, we always need food on the tables. And full glasses always,
That is true. The anju, which is the side dish.
Anju, exactly.
Which people think in the States is like peanuts, but here it's not.
No.
This is a serious food that goes along with your beer or any alcohol. So it's a combination. Yeah. Do you recommend certain types of food for Kas or Hanmac?
I would say, when you look to Hanmac, I love pork belly barbecue. Good fit. Yeah. Pajeon after hiking.
Is that a Kas drink?
Yeah.
Is Kas? Oh, okay.
Kas with Pajeon is good.
Yeah.
I like it.
A lot of places to go tonight. You are a Belgian, and now, of course, Obi is part of the Belgium company, but you're also in charge of a very beloved Korean brand. Everyone knows Obi. Everyone loved Obi at certain point of their time, of their life, well, older generation. Is that a plus? Is that a minus? How does it affect your management capabilities in Korea?
Yeah, I'm very humbled to lead such a company with such an heritage. So Obi dates back from 1952, and Obi heritage it represents the beer history of Korea, and of course leading a brands like Kas, you need to be very humble as a leader.
Yeah. But it's also, you have to live up to great expectations. People remember Obi, from 1952, but it was as a part of your maturity. I mean, so they have recollections of a beer that was part of a youth, part of the growing up process. That's a difficult line to toe.
And I understand the comment, and I think, with a lot of humility, when you're, as a leader, very curious, when you're listening a lot to your own people, the people that have been building this company for so many years, when you listen to your customers or your consumers, you will make the right decisions and you'll bring the right guidance to the teams. So for me, it's really a matter of being humble, being curious, bring your own expertise to the teams also, as well, and probably having that good mix together, creating great results together, Yeah.
It's interesting you mentioned that. Being a part of the team and going out drinking is sort of a very team-building exercise in Korean corporate culture. And so when you go out there, one of the things that people always ask you is, what is your drinking level? Because that's sort of, I don't know, I realize there's no English word for that, because it's like, how much can you drink before you pass out, I guess. But so do people ask you what is your drinking limit?
Yeah, people are asking. I think usually what I answer is, I'm a beer man. I've been working all my career for a beer company. I'm from Belgium, where basically we have a very strong beer culture. Beer is always part of any celebrations and so on. So and I'm a beer man because indeed, I'm enjoying drinking beer at different occasions. Indeed, when we are with colleagues, after work, social gathering, like also even, after hiking these beautiful mountains of Korea.
That's a natural
Absolutely.
Leading into beer.
Absolutely. It's like celebrating, an achievement in terms of efforts. And I love enjoying beer and always with moderation.
Yes.
We always remind people that we want any experience with our products to be a positive one. Absolutely.
Well, I've always thought asking someone else what is your drinking level meant that, I'm going to just ask you to drink before you reach that level, although that's not the case. But so for someone that is joining your company, is beer drinking mandatory?
It's actually, something that we hear is that people believe that to work at OB you need to drink.
Yes.
And it's not
I thought so.
It's not a criteria.
No?
It's not a criteria. It's not the kind of questions I'm asking in interviews to recruit people. No, absolutely
No. Okay.
I'm asking what is your favorite beers, and I would say, but not how much you drink and so on. No.
For example, the 00, your product, which I have to admit I haven't tried before, but I'm going to try because I didn't expect the taste of that 0 to be the same. I mean, is that already popular around the globe? I haven't seen it so much in other markets.
No, absolutely. So first of all, I'm happy you said about. I hope you will taste. It really tastes like beer, but without alcohol. And here we are really offering a product where basically, indeed, we are offering choice to consumers in drinking occasions. After work gatherings, people need to drive. They are able to toast with a beer, but without alcohol. Some markets like Japan, for instance, 10% of beer is actually non-alcoholic beer.
Wow.
In markets like Spain, it's even more. And of course, they've been starting to do that since a long time and working very hard on the quality of the products. And we see, a great potential for non-alcoholic beer across the globe, and of course, including Korea.
Cass is already very, very well known in Korea, Hanmac increasingly so. Do you think there's potential for this kind of beer to be better known outside of Korea too?
We believe so. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a Korean wave that is actually, Korean culture is actually expanding across the globe. I think about Korean music, K-pop, Korean foods.
Yeah.
I'm receiving from Belgium pictures from friends, enjoying Cass in a Korean restaurant.
That's
My
true.
brother last week was still sending me a picture of a Cass bottle that he was enjoying. So yes, absolutely. We are exporting. We have an export team. We have a team, exporting Cass in more than 20 countries. So definitely there's more potential, and for global people to also discover the Cass taste.
Well, thank you for joining us, and I'm looking forward to new tastes coming from OB.
Thank you.
And that's it for me. I'll be back next week with another globalist who's putting Korea on the map. Son Jie out.